Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having an awesome Wednesday. Happy hump day. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm super excited for this. This is our first webinar where we've partnered with the awesome Don Pruer of the Martial Arts Insurance Group. And I'm really excited to talk to you about some digital marketing. Hi, Andy. Hi, Elizabeth. Hey, Don. Hello, Fernando. Howie, Lawrence, Master Phil, Nick, Partial Tom, Song, Steve, Zach. We got a party up in here. Hello, Adam. Go ahead and you can use that chat box, guys, and say hello. Let me know how you're doing. Also lets me know that you're paying attention, so that's good as well. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chris Rodriguez, and I am a martial arts school owner just like you, and I am also a lover of all things digital marketing, and I have been a client of the Martial Art Insurance Group for the past 8 years. So, you know, we probably have a lot in common, which is really, really cool. Hi. Hello, Lawrence. Thank you. I'm good. I'm really excited. So we're going to go for about an hour today. I like bringing the energy. I like bringing the enthusiasm. Make sure you have a pen and notepad, okay? Make sure that your notifications on your phone are shut off, right? Make sure you're not spending, getting time vampired with your social media platforms, because knowledge isn't enough, guys. We've got to take action on what we're learning. And I want you to literally have like an action item game plan by the end of this. Everything that we're going to be teaching you is stuff that we do for our own school, and we teach our clients as well. I don't like wasting anybody's time, so let's go ahead and get started. Hey, Steve, no problem. Glad to be helping. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Boom. All right. Can you guys just let me know in the chat box whether or not you can see my screen? Just let me know in that chat box whether or not you can see my screen. Zach says yes. Awesome. Okay. So let's get to it. 9 secrets to hacking the Facebook algorithm. Like I said, I own a martial arts school. We're a BJJ and MMA academy called Gracie Pack MMA over in beautiful Tampa, Florida. We've been open for the past few weeks. We're actually in phase 2 in Florida. We're running summer camps, a sold out summer camp. So like I said, I'm a school owner just like you. I'm the founder of Grow Pro Agency, which is a digital marketing agency where we run ads for specific martial arts school owners. That's only who we work with. I also am the co-founder of a martial arts consulting company called Martial Arts Entrepreneurs, and I'm Maya's digital marketing expert. So I've been a part of the Maya team for about 4 years now. What does this mean? Does this make me a guru? I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the word guru. What it means is I have a ton of experience, not only with operating a school, but also with working with literally thousands of school owners. And when you work with that many people, you have a lot of data. And we have a saying over here at Grow Pro that math is the path, all right? Math is the path. Anytime you're making any type of decision in your business, it should be driven by the data that you have. And because we have so much data, we know what works and we know what doesn't work. So we are going to be going over what does work, okay? And if you have any questions at all, I want you to go ahead and put them in the chat box, and I am going to do my absolute best to answer those questions for you, okay? So, speaking of math and speaking of, analyzing data, you've got to understand, and I think everybody understands, especially after the last 3 months, that your digital footprint is now more important than ever. You see a lot of consultants and people saying the new normal, and I'm not a huge fan of that term. Somebody that's been in the digital marketing space for a very, very long time, I honestly cannot wait until we no longer have to do Zoom classes. we're a jujitsu school, you know, the same way that boards don't hit back, the grappling dummies don't choke you back. So, you know, me personally being somebody in the digital marketing space, I can't wait until we're just doing on-site classes. We're not there yet, though. Not everybody feels comfortable. But these last 3 months for school owners that weren't online, I mean, what a huge lesson that you had to learn, and you had to learn very quickly. You had to pivot very quickly that you have to be online. And unfortunately, there are schools that have closed. There are more schools that are going to close. And, you know, it's your ability to evolve that is, you know, really going to determine whether or not when you reopen, you're going to be able to have the same type of success that you previously had. So, you know, I get the question a lot, Chris, what platform should I be on? For us, your main focus needs to be on Facebook and Instagram, okay? I know like Snapchat is hip with the kids. TikTok is also hip with the kids. And you've got, I mean, really, your main focus needs to be on Facebook and Instagram. TikTok is a fun platform where the kids are hanging out, but in terms of actually generating new students, your time and effort is better spent on Facebook and Instagram. You know, Facebook owns Instagram, and out of all these platforms, you have to be on Facebook. 89% of businesses are on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, then your competitors are, okay? So I'm not going to go through each one of these columns, but in terms of importance, Facebook is number one, and that's why we're covering it today. And let me know in the comments, have you ever felt like this trying to understand social media or running ads or digital marketing, where you're just ready to completely flip the table over because it just, you know, doesn't really make sense? And while most of you are probably black belts in martial arts, you're probably a white belt in social media marketing and digital marketing in general. And for many of you, it's not your fault, guys. Like, I grew up with a computer in my bedroom, all right? Probably not my parents' best decision that they made growing up. I was looking at things I shouldn't have been looking at way too young. But I grew up with a computer in my bedroom. So this is really second nature to me. And for those of you that are a little older, maybe a little bit more vintage, you didn't have that same access. But we can't use that as an excuse, right? We've got to evolve. We've got to grow. So, you know, why should I use social media? Chris, I've posted, and guys, I hear this all the time. So if it's you, it's okay. But just know that it's not true, because I hear this all the time. People basically saying, I've posted on Facebook, I've boosted a post before, and I got nothing. You know, I got, you know, maybe a bunch of people said replied on comments or liked the post, but I got 0 students. Social media doesn't work. All right. And it's not that it doesn't work, guys. It's just, you know, let's look at this. Let's use a martial arts example. Sorry about my webcam here. I got a brand new webcam, and it's just kind of tilting a little bit. So as a martial arts instructor, okay, if I showed my students every single Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu technique that there is, every submission, every armbar, every choke, every leg lock, every guard pass, every escape, if I taught them every single technique, but I did not teach them a strategy to implement those techniques, could they be a successful jiu-jitsu practitioner? And the answer is no. And you can use that with any martial art, whether you're Taekwondo, Hapkido, Kempo, whatever, okay? Technique is not enough. You have to know the strategy behind it. My instructor would always say, strategy trumps technique every day of the week and twice on Sunday. And I truly believe that's the case in martial arts and also in digital marketing. So just because you know the technical button pushing aspect of posts, that doesn't necessarily mean you are implementing a strategy. And that's where people will find success on social media, is you actually have a strategy. You got a game plan, right? So why social media? It helps to build awareness for your school. Over the last 3 months, you had an inability to do anything in terms of community events, in terms of business-to-business relationships, in terms of partnerships in education, in terms of, you know, festivals. all of that was stripped away. What wasn't stripped away was people's access to the internet. Okay. And Mark Zuckerberg went and he said that they have never seen this much engagement and these many people on Facebook for as long as they are than they have during COVID-19. Why? Because everybody's stuck at home and they have nothing else to do. And they have this walking TV and mini computer in their pocket. All right. So it helps to build awareness from school, and awareness in itself lends to generating more word of mouth, right? One of the most beautiful things about Facebook is people tagging their friends, okay? So it really can help to generate word of mouth if you have the right strategy. It also helps you build deeper connections with your members, right? One of the coolest things ever is when a parent posts a picture of, let's say, Johnny, who's in your Little Ninjas class, and Johnny's also on the travel baseball team, and the travel baseball team took first place and he won a huge trophy. Now, the next time Johnny comes into your class and he walks into your facility, say, Johnny, congratulations. I saw that your Little League team took first place. And Johnny's like, it's like, oh my gosh, can Professor Chris read my mind? How does she know that? And it's just because I'm friends with his mom on Facebook and she posted about it. And now we have that deeper connection because of it, okay? It also humanizes your school. A lot of schools want to have really good brand awareness, but when you're posting and you actually post as the owner, or you post as the program director or the manager or the instructor, it helps to humanize your brand, okay? And, I would say that our relationship with our students, more so than the brand's relationship, can sometimes make or break whether that student stays or quits, okay? And it can help you generate new students if you have the proper strategy, which is what this webinar is all about, okay? So I truly believe that if you spent about, a handful of hours, 4 hours, really learning the platform of Facebook, and you implemented about 2 to 4 hours of setting up your Facebook business page properly, and you implemented about 1 hour a week creating content, you can absolutely have a flood of leads coming in if you put in the time. And it's just like anything else, right? Like if you go to a festival and you set up a booth and you're only there for 30 minutes, are you going to get as many leads as the school that was there for 3 hours? Of course not, okay? But once you kind of have the base and you set the foundations, you really only need to be spending about 10 to 15 minutes per day on social media. And unfortunately, sometimes we can get time vampired, and you go in and you read a thread, you start commenting back and forth, and now 2 hours has gone by. But I promise you, if you lay the foundation first, you only need about 10 to 15 minutes a day with monitoring and responding. Could you guys let me know in the comments below, could you dedicate 10 to 15 minutes of your day if it would help you get new students on social media? Let me know if you would be willing to do that. Is that worth the trade-off? I think it is, because I think there's this misconception that I got to be online all day, and you don't. And I don't recommend you to be online all day anyways. So here's a little power tip. The businesses that implement social media the best, and really without too much effort, are the ones that build their social media into their day-to-day practice. Those of you that are on this webinar right now, do you clean your school every day? Let me know in the comments. Or if it's not you, does somebody on your team clean your school every day? Yeah, okay. Do you answer the phone every day that you're open? Yes, right? Those are practices that are built into your day-to-day. So you've got to implement social media into your day-to-day practice. And here's the thing, because I hear it a lot, Chris, but I hate social media. Hey, I get it. There's times where I wish I didn't have to have Facebook profile, but I do, because then I can't have a business page if you don't have a personal profile. It's part of being a business owner now. So if you don't like it, well, here's some motivation. What if your competitor does like it? How much effort are they going to put into it? Okay. So the way that I implement social media into my day-to-day practice is implementing something called a morning business ritual. A lot of people who focus on personal development implement a morning ritual. And A ritual is different than a routine. Your routine is like get out of bed, brush your teeth, take a shower, put clothes on. That's a routine. A ritual is something that you have an emotional connection to. Okay, I don't really have emotional connection to brushing my teeth or getting dressed. But a lot of people, their personal morning ritual would be, I drink a bottle of water because I need to get rehydrated. I take my vitamins. I do a morning walk. I meditate. I do some reading. Maybe I read the paper and I write into my journal, right? That's a morning ritual, and it helps to prime you for success for the rest of the day. Well, why not have a morning business ritual? And this is something I implemented about a decade ago. And when I sit down in front of my computer, I do this every day, Monday through Sunday, okay? I am an A-type personality, so that really works with my personality, and that's important to know how you operate, right? But part of my morning business ritual is posting on Facebook. It's a part of my day-to-day practice now. And if you had a student that asked you, how do I get better at martial arts? What are you going to tell them? Let me know in the comments below, because every single one of you have gotten that questions, right? How do I get my black belt? How do I get better at martial arts? What do you tell them? What's the secret? I know what I would tell them. Let me know. What's the secret to getting better at martial arts? Let me know. What do you think? And guys, there's no wrong answers. To me, the secret, there you go, Joey. You got to practice. That's it, right? It really isn't a secret. You just got to practice. You got to show up and practice. So if you need to get better at social media, guess what? You got to show up and practice. And one of the best ways to do this is implementing a morning business ritual, okay? So I want to touch on the difference between organic Facebook posting and paid, because this is something that's important to understand, okay? When I'm talking about organic, which is what the majority of this is going to be on, meaning you don't have to shell out any money, okay? When I'm talking about organically posting, that would be you posting on your Facebook business page. So what is the Facebook business page? If you don't have one, you need to have one, okay? They are free to create, but this is my Gracie Pack MMA Facebook business page. And I like to equate the business page as like your front lawn, the front yard of your house. Most of us keep the front yard of our house meticulous, right? It's a representation of our home. So we try to keep it nice and neat, and there's not, you're not having a party out front at the front yard. So your Facebook business page is like the front yard of your house. It's a representation of your business. And we're going to talk today about how you should be posting every single day. Okay. Your Facebook group, all right, is different than your Facebook page. And your Facebook group is basically like the backyard of your house. The backyard of your house is where the party's happening. That's where we're grilling out. That's where we're turning the music up. That's where we're playing cornhole, or we're having a swim party, okay? And this is really, really kind of made for your members. You could also have one for your prospects. But your Facebook group is the backyard, and it doesn't cost any money to have either of these two, either your Facebook business page or your Facebook group. And you should be posting consistently, like day to day. And again, how do you remember to do it day to day? You build it into your morning business ritual. You make it a daily practice, right? And it doesn't cost you anything to do that. And then you have paid advertising. And the paid advertising is called the Facebook Ads Manager. So how do you get to the Facebook Ads Manager? Well, you just go to Facebook and you got this little drop down arrow. And when I click on this drop down arrow, it'll have, I have this ability to click on Manage Ads, okay? And then this is actually where I can do paid advertising. So why don't we just take a quick peek? And guys, I don't think you're ever gonna find anybody more transparent than me. And let's actually look. Let's look, Gracie Pack MMA. Let's see our ads that we have up and running. So we have 2 ads that are active right now, okay? And I'm going to change this. So this says May. So I'm just going to put this to this month, so it's accurate, June 1st to June 10th. So we just started advertising this yesterday, all right? And you can check out the results here. We have a summer special for kids. and it's brought in 3 leads so far. We started yesterday, and we have a summer special for adults, and it's brought in 7 leads so far. Let's see how much these leads are costing me. If I go inside, okay, we got leads. These 3 leads came in at about $5. These 2 are at 14. Let's check out the kids. The kids are bringing in leads at around $5 a pop. All right, and just so you guys know, and martial arts is a much smaller niche than the fitness industry, right? Fitness industry is a much bigger umbrella, but we fall somewhere inside the fitness industry. In 2019, the average cost per lead for fitness was $13.90. So what does a lead mean? That means name, email, and phone number. So for about $14, you could get name, email, and phone number of a qualified lead. Well, I don't know about you. If you gave me a choice to have a lead for $5 or have a lead for 14, I'd much rather have that lead for $5, right? I can get almost 3 of them for the same cost of what the average fitness industry lead was coming in. So tell me, what other marketing platform can you literally sit at a desk, open up your computer, create an ad, hit the enter button, and within, an hour or 2, start having leads come in for around $5 a pop? And we have clients that have leads that come in for less than that. We have clients that have leads that come in for more than that. But that is the power of Facebook advertising. And if you want to be able to get results like that with paid advertising, you have to have a strong organic game plan as well. They feed into each other, which is why we call this an eco boost. All right. So when you have a strong organic game plan and you have a strong paid game plan, they work together like an ecosystem. Your organic efforts and your paid efforts are interconnected. One thrives when you use the other one. So if you've ever tried to do paid advertising before and you haven't had a really strong organic game plan and you haven't been consistent, you're not going to get as good of results. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into some actual action items right now. The first thing that we need to do is we've got to optimize your Facebook business page, guys, okay? If you haven't gone through each and every one of these tabs, you need to, all right? And yeah, it's probably going to take you about an hour or 2 to be able to do that, but you need to have a Facebook page that's optimized so that when people come to it, they feel comfortable to be able to take a call to action, okay? The next thing we're going to do is build your audience, then we're going to maintain your presence, and then we're going to improve and refine. So let's start with optimizing your page. There's a few things that you're going to need to do. And the first one is you got to have a profile picture. And I know this is like, well, duh, Chris, but here's something to consider. My recommendation is to have your company logo as your profile picture, okay? And the reason is because if you see Gracie Pack on Facebook and you see it on Instagram and you see it on YouTube and you see it on Google, I want to have brand cohesiveness with all of those platforms. And the easiest way to do that is with your logo. Now, let me keep it real here for a minute. Some of y'all got logos that are stuck in the 1980s, all right? And I say that with love, okay? So my recommendation, set up your profile picture. You want 180 by 180, which is the size, but you definitely want to use your company logo. Number 2 is you need to have a cover photo, or you can have a video if you really want to kind of take it up a notch. So let's take a peek at our cover photo here. And what's really important is that the cover photo matches the messaging that we're doing, okay? So if you're pushing summer camp ads or your main focus is to fill your summer camp, your cover photo needs to look the same way. If you're doing, a summer trial special, then you want to have your cover photo be in line with that marketing message. So that if somebody sees your post or sees your ad and they click on your page represents that exact marketing message. I know a lot of people that don't really change up their cover photo. This should be changing on a monthly basis as your marketing changes. And, more than likely, you're probably thinking like, Chris, that looks really nice. It's a nice cover photo, but I don't know how to make that. Well, you got two options, guys. There is a really cool website called Canva, and we use Canva all the time. And you can actually type in, it's a freemium tool. And what a freemium tool is basically you can use it for free, but it has premium options that they try to upsell you with. It's basically like Fortnite. How many of you have heard of Fortnite? I mean, if you teach kids, you know you've heard of Fortnite, right? Fortnite is a freemium game. What that means is you can play for free, but if you want to upgrade your little pickaxe and your cape, you got to pay money to do that, right? So Canva's the same way. It's free to use, but they have certain premium tools. Now check this out. I can type in Facebook cover, and look, it actually has the dimensions built out, and it has templates in here. How cool is that? It literally has templates that I could use. So let's say this is a pretty cool template. Let me make this make sense for my school. So my school, our colors are blues and reds. So let me change this. I'm going to change this to blue. And then our other color is red. So I could just completely delete that if I wanted to, or I could change the color. I could even take my own pictures and I can put my own pictures in here, right? And then let's say I'm doing a summer trial special. I could add summer trial special in there, make that, big enough so people can read it. Boom. And now we can put our tagline, hard work pays off. This isn't really part of my presentation, but this is such, I think, a cool tool for martial arts schools to use. And you don't need to be a graphic designer. It's drag and drop. And I can literally take pictures that I've uploaded over here and I can drag and drop it right there. Now I'll take this picture, I'll drag and drop it right there. That looks like a little too much blue. So our other colors are gray. That's got some pop. I like it. And because you can't really read the white, let me change that. And let's make that red. Boom. And check this out. Now I have a cover photo. How cool, right? This is a really, 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 a website that I think all martial arts school owners should have. It's not very difficult. Is there a small learning curve? Of course, with learning anything. But it's literally drag and drop, right? If I want to add text, I just go to text and I can add some text, okay? So if that seems maybe a little, too over your head, guys, you can just go to Fiverr.com. This is a platform where you can hire freelancers to create cover photos for you, all right? But your cover photo needs to match the marketing message that you're pushing out each month, okay? Next up is you need to fill out your page completely. So on this page, you're gonna need to make sure that, you are filling out the about section to a T. I mean, I want you to go in and really put some thought into your about section, because there's a lot of little, there's just a lot of fill in the blanks that you can do when you are optimizing your Facebook page. And my internet's being a little slow, and sometimes that happens, guys, especially with this platform. But you can edit this under settings as well. And you can just go to your page info. And now I want you to go in and just make sure all of this is up to date as much as you can. All right. This is really important. Okay. Brian's asking, what's your recommendation on testing the banner image for keeping the banner image readable on mobile devices? Brian, great question. So for us as school owners, more than likely you guys are on a computer right now, right? Kind of going to a webinar on a phone can be difficult, especially when there's a training where we're going to be sharing a screen. But you are not your avatar. And the majority of the people that are coming to your Facebook page are going to be coming on mobile. So I would optimize for mobile. Great question, Brian. Thank you for asking. I love questions. I love participation, guys. So keep them coming. There's no such thing as a bad question or a dumb question, okay? So on your action item list, you need to make sure that you have your company logo on there, you have an updated cover photo, you fill out your page profile. This is super important, guys. Make sure your contact information is proper. And let's get this, I want to drive home this point. Your hours, okay? You need to make sure that your office hours are what is on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Google, not your class hours. Many of you don't start classes until 4 or 5 p.m. You know, so if I'm a parent and I Google Gracie Pack MMA and I look at their hours, okay, the hours over here, our first class today was at 9 a.m., but the next one doesn't start until 4:30. And if I had my class hours on here, guess what this would say? It would say closed. And if I'm a parent and I'm looking for martial arts schools, do you think I'm going to call the place that says closed? No, I'm going to find the place that says open. So it's very important that you are putting in your office hours, not your class hours, okay? And then I want you to customize your URL. So you can actually, on Facebook, my custom URL is facebook.com/Gracie Pack MMA. So customize it so it's in line with your brand. Usually when you first create your page, it's going to give you just a bunch of random numbers and a bunch of random letters. So you actually want to customize it so that that the URL is your actual school. Okay, so that's your action step number 1 to optimize your page. Company logo, cover photo, fill out the page profile, update your contact info, and create a custom URL, okay? Zach, I'm gonna get to your question here in a second, sir. Great question. Let's move on to the next stage, which is building your audience, okay? Building your audience. This is one of the benefits of social media. It allows you to get your brand on eyes that have never seen your brand before. And in order to do that, you gotta make sure that you have a clear value proposition, okay? We've all heard the term give before you receive, right? It's the same thing in sales, guys. You've gotta give first before you go for the ask. And the way that you can give, and I think this is so unique to martial arts schools in our industry, is I would say that the majority of you are great teachers. You wouldn't have opened up a school if you didn't love teaching or you didn't have confidence that you were a great teacher. And more than likely, you're not just a great teacher of martial arts. I mean, as a martial arts teacher, you also have to be great with teaching life skills, right? I mean, it's really like a major area that we focus on. So you've got to make sure you're educating and entertaining when you are posting on your Facebook page. And you're not just saying, grab our summer special or, you know, give us your contact information. I really want you to become the expert in your community. And how do you become an expert? You become an expert by teaching. By the end of this training, I hope each of you believe that I am an expert in terms of social media marketing. Why? Because I'm helping to educate you. And hopefully I'm also making this a little entertaining with my enthusiasm as well to help keep you focused. The best instructors use edutainment. So when you are posting consistently, you've got to make sure that you're not just being salesy, that you are providing value by educating and entertaining, okay? The next way for you to build your audience is to add links to your Facebook page of your website and your email and your other platforms. Like maybe you are focusing on building Instagram or you want to build your YouTube presence, okay? It's totally okay to utilize those links when you're posting as long as we are providing education. So maybe I write a blog, right? Let's check out my website and let's see what kind of blogs we have on here. And I go to my blog and let's say I write a blog on my website. We got how to talk to kids about solving sibling rivalry. If I'm a parent and I have multiple kids, would this blog be helpful and provide me with education to get the siblings to get along? Of course, right? This is providing education. So I could take this link and use my blog as one of my daily posts that I post each day. And again, guys, what that is doing is it's giving a clear value proposition of educating my audience. And now I'm linking them to my website. And now, a little kind of higher level, if they go to my website, I have my Facebook pixel, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. And now I can actually show them ads because they've gone to my website. I mean, it's just so cool what you can do. okay? The other way to build your audience is to tag your students in it, okay? Tagging your clients. So if you had a picture that you posted and their parents, or it's an adult, you know, it's a picture of your adult school, and they are on the platform, you can tag them in those pictures. You can tag them in the comments, and now they're going to see it. Their friends will also see it. And now you have the ability of that one person showing your brand to all of their friends. And I mean, is it, you know, a safe assumption that the majority of their friends, if, you know, they live in Tampa and they've lived here for a while, that the majority of their friends are going to live in Tampa too? Absolutely. Okay. So I actually get the ability to have free marketing just by tagging clients. Okay. Next up, encouraging your students to like your page and to follow. So if you don't have a huge following on your Facebook page, you've got to encourage your students to like your page and to follow your page, okay? And the best way to do that is we want all of our students to, on this homepage, to make sure that under the following, they have see first. So this way, anytime you post, when they go to Facebook, they're going to see your post first. And if they see your post first, are they going to be more likely to engage with it? Of course. Okay. So we actually have this in an email sequence. When somebody becomes a member, we have an email that automatically goes out to them where we show them how to do this, because we want them to make sure that they're engaging with our page, okay? And then finally, if you really want to grow your audience, consider running targeted ads, okay? And obviously, there's a skill set that you have to have in order to run ads, right? The same way that I've done Taekwondo and Judo and kickboxing and Jiu-Jitsu, but I've never taken a Kung Fu class. So, you know, that's a skill set that I don't have, that if I wanted to learn Kung Fu, I've got to develop that skill set. But if you really want to build your audience, the fastest way to do it is with paid advertising, okay? So let's go ahead and go to some of these questions over here. Should your Facebook group be public or private? If you have like a parents only group, my recommendation is private. There's a lot of sickos out there, guys. There just is. We've got to call a spade a spade. And we don't want any predators in that Facebook group. So my Facebook group here is of our members only, okay? We also have an adult group. We have a parent group, and we have an adult group. If you wanted to have a public group, you could, and you could use that group to get prospects, okay? So if I go to groups over here and I click create group, I could create a group, and then you have to, it could just be like a Tampa parenting group that I could start building. Nobody needs to know that, you know, I also own a martial arts school. And this is a good way to get prospects interested. But if we're talking just about a group for your members, that should be a private group, because a lot of times, you know, you're sharing pictures and you're saying first and last names, and you know, you're giving information about where your summer camp is going on field trips. So Zach, that should be a private group. But if you wanted to have a group that was really built for building an audience and building awareness, then you could create a public group, but the content that you would be putting in there would be different, okay? Steve is asking, how do you customize your URL? I believe it's in this edit page settings, sir. I can get the exact, it's been a while because we've had this set up for a really a long time, but it's somewhere inside of this settings, and I'll get the actual answer for you, and I can send that over. I have your email, sir, so I can shoot that over. I just don't know right off the top of my head, and I'm always going to be, you know, transparent with you. David, can you find out how do we edit the URL of our Facebook business page, please? My associate over here, my partner, David, he's going to get that, and we'll put a link in there for you, okay? Awesome. And then the next question, how do you tag? So when you are posting, depending on whether or not the person has liked your page, and if they have, yeah, Don says there's tons of YouTubes on that, absolutely, but we'll get you an actual link for it, okay? When you are posting a picture, depending on the settings that your students have and that you have, you can tag them in a picture, but the other thing you could just do would be tag them as a comment, right? So if I wanted to tag Coach David in here, I could literally tag his name at David Bamber, and now he's in the comments, and now he'll be able to see that. All right. Brian says to edit the URL, you also need to have a minimum amount of 20 followers or amount of followers. I believe it's 20. Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, you should have 20 family members that would be able to help you hit that number, right? And then Elizabeth asked more about the pixel. Yeah, we're going to get there in a second, all right? Okay, cool. So next up, we talked about optimizing your page. We talked about building your audience. Now let's go into maintaining your presence, okay? My recommendation is to go in and download the Facebook Pages app, okay? So there is an app, whether you're an iPhone or an Android user, you go to the Google store, you go to the iTunes store, and there's a Facebook Pages app. I would download that and then turn your notifications for your business page on, okay? And you would set those up, those notifications under settings here. And under settings, you actually have notifications. And you can edit what type of notifications you want. So if you do want any notifications turned on, you can. So like we have, when we get a Facebook message, when somebody messages our business, we get a notification. Why? Because I want to message them immediately back. Now, we have other ones like when people comment or, you know, we get a new like. We have those turned off because otherwise our phone would be blowing up with notifications. So we just basically have anytime somebody messages us, we get a notification because we want to immediately message them back. Okay, so download, this is an action step for you. Download your Facebook page and turn on notifications. Also, you need to make sure you're replying to all of the comments, guys, okay? What happens when you reply, okay, and we're going to dive deep into the algorithm, is that the algorithm sees that engagement is happening, okay? And when somebody comments and you reply to that comment, it's basically like adding fuel to the fire. And the algorithm sees that. And I want you to think of this for the perspective of Facebook, right? How does Facebook make money? Facebook makes money through Facebook ads, okay? How are they able to show people Facebook ads? Well, people have to be on Facebook and they have to be scrolling, right? If you open up Facebook right now and you start scrolling, you are going to see ads as you scroll, okay? So the Facebook algorithm, when you post something on your page and it gets a comment and then it gets another comment and it gets a share and it gets a like, you get a lot of what's called engagement. The algorithm sees that. And the algorithm is thinking, whoa, this post is really good. People are commenting on it. And if people are commenting on the post, what does that mean that they're doing? They're on the platform. They're on Facebook. And the more and more engagement you get and the more comments you get and the more and more shares you get, that means people are staying on the platform longer. And if people are staying on the platform longer, what does Facebook get to do? It gets to show them more ads. And if Facebook gets to show them more ads, what does Facebook make? They make more money. So Facebook rewards you when you have lots of comments and likes and shares on your business page, because the algorithm sees that. They see that people are commenting, so, oh, well, let me show this to more people. And that's how things go viral, okay? So it's imperative that you, if somebody comments on your page, I don't want you to just like that comment. If somebody walked into your school and they said something to you, would you just do this and just give them a thumbs up like a like? Of course not. What would you do? You would converse with them. Guys, it's called social media. You gotta be social, okay? So I want you to get in the habit of commenting and replying to all of these posts. You also need to post once per day. How do you do that? It's because you make it into your day-to-day routine. Okay. And I want you to make sure you're responding to messages in your inbox. And the best way to do that is to make sure you have that notification turned on once you download the Facebook Pages app. Okay. Nick, are you recording this for YouTube in case I want to go back to it? We will send you a recording, sir. Yes. Okay. Because we love offering high level value. Okay. Last up, improving and refining. All right. Facebook, I said earlier, math is the path. Facebook has insights. Okay. They literally, they probably know what you ate for lunch today. They sure know if you ate at a restaurant because you probably had your phone and your phone is tracking everywhere you go. And whether you like that or not, guys, it is the new reality that we're in. And we can actually leverage the data. That's what Facebook ads is Facebook has all this data that they have purchased from, businesses, including your credit card company. So they know that, what your purchase habits are. And we can leverage that data as digital marketers to show people that we believe are interested in martial arts our ads. But inside of this insights area, and if you're a numbers person, you're going to love this. If you're not a numbers person, you're probably not going to like this, but it will actually break down, the insights of your page and what is, doing well, what's not doing well. Look at this post here. This had a 1.2 thousand reach, okay, compared to this right here, which only reached 177 people. So it'll break down like each post and how much engagement that post got. Well, why did this post get so much engagement? It was one of our instructors' birthdays. And guess what? People love, and I told you about this earlier, you got to humanize your brand, right? So we just did this post wishing a happy birthday to one of our assistant instructors who turned 18. Join us in wishing a very happy 18th birthday to Coach Nate. We got 61 comments and 124 likes and loves. I mean, that's huge. They love to see that your brand is human, okay? Compared to today's post where we said building tomorrow's leaders. And, it's gotten about 5 likes, nothing nearly as crazy. Okay. And not all of your posts are going to knock it out of the park, guys. That's important. But it's important that you're consistent. Okay. And the one good thing about these insights, it can actually tell you the best time for you to post. So if you look under posts, because I get this question a lot, Chris, when do I post? If you look under insights and then you go to posts, it will show you the best times to post. So for us, the best time is between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is actually the highest time for us, okay? But this will give you a trend. And maybe yours is at, 9 a.m. So you need to try to post during that time, all right? Because I get that question a lot. Should I post at a certain time? Don't use the time as an excuse not to post. Don't think, oh, well, I missed the 9 a.m. I'm not going to post today. You always need to post. But I want you to review your Facebook insights to gain valuable data that indicates what your fans like, okay? Also, you can learn from others by reviewing competitors' pages. Follow our page, guys. We're a, do as I do, not just do as I say. And you can also learn from, major companies. If there's any major companies that aren't even in our industry that, you enjoy, maybe it's Apple or Nike, follow their page because you're going to see what is working for brands that have $1 million budgets, okay? And then also I want you to update your page as necessary. We try to update ours on a monthly basis, okay? Now, again, there are over 100 little tabs inside of this Facebook, your Facebook business page. All of these things have settings. All of these buttons have settings. And you really need to go through with a fine-tooth comb to optimize this page 100%. I mean, we would need probably 2 hours just to go line by line by line to show you how to do that. But you can look at our page and get some ideas there, okay? Let's see if anybody else has any other questions before we get into the next part of the webinar, okay? So I want to go ahead, and dive into this next part. We've optimized your page. We've built the, can you guys still hear me? I'm getting some weird call. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah? Okay, cool. My AirPods was making a weird noise. All right, cool. So we talked about optimizing your page, talked about building your audience, maintaining your presence, and improving and refine. Now what? Well, now you got to post, guys. All right. So this is where these 9 hacks got in. And a lot of times you see the sad, grumpy cat, right? Chris, I post all the time and nothing happens. Well, it's because maybe you know the technical button pushing aspect, but we don't know the strategy. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about this Facebook algorithm. Okay. The Facebook algorithm is an advanced math formula, right? And maybe I just lost you at the word math. Me personally, I always had my highest marks in English and writing, not necessarily in math and science. But what it does is the Facebook algorithm takes into consideration what you like, okay? What you've previously liked and what people like you have liked, and it shows you what it thinks you want to see. So if I pull up Facebook right now, and I start scrolling, okay, the first ad that I see, let's see what it is. Let me go ahead and open this up. The first ad that I see is actually Gracie Pack MMA, which is super, super cool. And that's because I fall into the radius. The next ad that I see if I can show you, is branded bills, okay? Oh, I have my screen on share, so it's small. So here we go. Okay, it's a hat company. Do you think Facebook knows that I like wearing hats, guys? Yes. Why? Because I look up hats all the time, because I love hats. It knows my buying habits based off of what this guy, my little thumb, has been doing. If you scroll Facebook right now, David, scroll Facebook. What's your ad? Show me the first ad that you have. Let's see what David's is. And this is going to give us some insights into what David likes. All right. So he's being advertised on by a martial arts consultant. All right. So what does that mean? That means he's shown interest in martial arts. Okay. So all of us, our Facebook experience is different. When you scroll your timeline and I scroll my timeline, we have a completely different experience. One, because of the people that we follow, right, and our friends. But even if you and I had the exact same friends, let me give you an example like my wife, right? We have very similar friends. Obviously, I have some friends that she doesn't have online, right? But we hang around the same crowds. We're married. But if you scroll her news feed, guess what you're going to see ads for? You're going to see a ton of ads for baby stuff. Why? Because we just had a newborn and she loves spending money on baby stuff. She also loves working out. She loves yoga. She loves, physical fitness, bike riding. So because her behaviors, when she's on Amazon, when she's on Google, when she's on Facebook, the ads that you are shown are based off of those behaviors that you make. All right. And that you take. Thanks. Zach says, congrats. Thank you. Yeah, he's 3 months. His name is Cruz, and he's amazing. So the Facebook algorithm takes into consideration everything you're doing online. I mean, it's kind of creepy, guys, but it's just how it works, okay? So how does it do that? Even not paid ads. Because how many of you have friends on Facebook that you never see their posts, right? You know that you're friends with them on Facebook, but you never see their posts, okay? The reason is because of the Facebook algorithm, all right? So let me break this down. What does inventory and signals and predictions and a score means? Because every time you're on Facebook, Facebook gives you a score, whether you know this or not. When your Facebook news feed loads, this is how what is chosen. Don't think that they're showing you everything, because they're not. They wouldn't be able to, especially if you have 5,000 friends, okay? What Facebook does is it takes all of the inventory of the content on Facebook. So when you open it up, and the algorithm does this in a split second, it looks at all the posts from your friends. It looks at all the posts from your family. It looks at all the posts from groups, all of the content on Facebook. So Facebook takes an inventory first, okay? Then it looks at the signals, okay? The signals is each piece of content. Is that piece of content getting likes? Is it getting comments? Is it getting shares? Is it getting replies? Who's posting it? At what time was it posted? Is it informative? Okay. So Facebook takes all of the content, and then it takes how much engagement, how many signals is that piece of content getting. And then it makes a prediction. It predicts based off your previous behaviors on what it should show you. So if you have certain people that you interact with more on Facebook than others, those people are going to show up in your timeline. Let's say you have a friend from high school that you haven't talked to, in 10 years, but you know your Facebook friends, and you go to their page and you just comment on one of their pictures, or you say, hey, how's it going? Guess what's going to happen? That person's going to start popping up more in your news feed. Okay. So Facebook takes all of the inventory, takes all of the signals, the engagement that the posts are getting, and then it makes a prediction based off of what it thinks you want to see, and it applies every single piece of content a score. And if that piece of content, whether it's a post from your family member, whether it's a post from a Facebook group, if that score is high, then it's going to show it to you in the news feed. And that's how your news feed is created, guys. I mean, I don't know about you. When I first learned this, my mind was blown. Like, holy crap, they're literally predicting what they think I want to see. All right. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts how much data they have. And that's how the Facebook algorithm works, okay? I had a question earlier about the Facebook pixel. The pixel's a little bit different. Your Facebook pixel you get on the back end of your ads manager. So inside of the ads manager, under events manager, you have what's called the Facebook pixel, okay? And my Facebook pixel, and all the Facebook pixel is, it's just a little piece of code, okay? And this little piece of code, I can actually put on the back end of my website. So this is, I want to actually show you what it looks like, okay? So if I want to install the pixel, this is the Facebook pixel right here, this piece of code. And you can copy this and paste this piece of code into the header of your Facebook, of your website, okay? Not your Facebook, I'm sorry, I misspoke, of your website, okay? And I have this little Chrome plugin that shows you that my Facebook pixel is firing, it's on. And what this tells me is that, let's look at these stats over here. I've had 895 people on my website in the last 7 days, okay? And how does it know that? Because the pixel tracks it. So every time somebody goes to my website, my pixel tracks it. And that's, guys, how, let's say you go on Amazon and you want to purchase a new vacuum, right? You're looking at vacuums, and then all of a sudden you go on Facebook, there's that same exact vacuum, right? Or maybe you're looking to purchase a new ladder, okay? And you're on Google and you're looking up ladders, and you go to a website. Now the next time you go on Facebook, bam, there's that same ladder. That is the pixel, and that is retargeting. And you can all do that. I mean, just imagine the power. Let's say there's a mom, she picks her son up from school. Let's fast forward to August, school's back in session. Mom picks up her son from school and he's crying. Billy the bully tripped him in the lunch line, and he got really embarrassed. And mom's like, all right, she knows that martial arts will help him learn how to defend himself and build his confidence. So what does she do? She goes on Google and she types in martial arts in Tampa. And then she goes to my website, because we pop up at the top because we do Google ads, and we have our website is search engine optimized, right? So she goes to our website. Now she's looking at our website, and let's say she gets a phone call, right? Or maybe she's in the middle of cooking dinner and the stove's going off. So she puts her phone down, and now she just forgets about Gracie Pack, right? Life got in the way. She got interrupted. But at 9 o'clock, once, Johnny's in bed and she's sitting on the couch with a glass of wine, she opens up Facebook because she's bored, she wants to be entertained, or she wants to catch up with her friends. And guess what she sees right when she opens up Facebook? She sees an ad from Gracie Pack MMA. She going to remember us now? Of course. And that's the power of retargeting. That's what we do for our clients at Grow Pro Agency, okay? All right, I know we're getting towards the end here. I'm going to go a few minutes over. My apologies, but I geek out on this stuff, and I really, really love it, all right? So the actual 9 hacks that we're going to talk about, and I've covered a lot of these, but we're just going to kind of do a recap. Time your Facebook post to perfection. We went over that with insights, okay? You got to do that first, okay? Next up is make video a non-negotiable. Guys, it's 2020, all right? I'm sure all of you binge watched a few Netflix seasons and series over the last 3 months. Video is a non-negotiable, all right? Every single one of you have a TV station in your pocket, which is your phone. And your channel is YouTube, and your channel is Facebook, and your channel is Instagram. And video is just a non-negotiable. If you want to get more engagement, you got to do video. Chris, I don't feel comfortable on video. Then guess what? If you want to get better, what do you got to do, guys? You have to practice, okay? You got to practice. Got to practice. But video is a non-negotiable. Here's one. This is a kind of a silly ad here. But let me stop the share and reshare and make sure that I am sharing with sound. All right, there we go. This was an ad we did for Christmas.
Oh, hey there, school owner. Chris Rodriguez here, Maya's digital marketing expert. And man, do we have a holiday deal for you.
All right. I mean, I'm in a martial arts gi with a Santa hat on. Right? Like, and I'm choking this kid out and he's, giving me a thumbs up. All right. Video just really helps to capture people's attention. It needs to become a non-negotiable. Okay. Video is your new non-negotiable of 2020, guys. Okay. Don't just drop links to send people to your website. All right. Facebook doesn't like that. Why? Because it takes people off of their platform. And if you take people off of their platform, guess what? Facebook can't make any money. So if you do want to drive people to the website, remember you need to provide value first. So drive discussions before you start dropping links, okay? Encourage your team to engage with content. You and your team need to be the first people that are commenting on every single one of your posts. And guess what? The algorithm sees that, and then guess what? More people are going to see it, okay? I want you to prioritize images and videos over text. I can't tell you the last time that we just put a text post, all right? Most people are visual learners. It's the reason why I have a slideshow for you today. It's the reason why I'm sharing the screen so you can see it. You need to make sure you're posting pictures and you're posting videos, okay? Also, you need to know that every single one of these platforms are unique to each other. Right? I think a lot of times people just want to take whatever they put on Facebook and just throw it on Instagram because it's easier, right? Oh, I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Each platform is built differently, guys, okay? So you want to make sure that the post is unique to the platform. Perform CPR. We already talked about this. You got to comment, you got to post, and you got to reply, all right? Comment, post, reply. Comment, post, reply. And you got to transform into an active user. So an active user is someone who goes on the news feed, you scroll, you heart things, you share things, you comment things, you actively become a part of the community. A passive user is a lurker. Stop just lurking. Stop just watching. Become an active user, okay? This way, you're going to get more awareness. And then finally, invest in paid advertising. And, this isn't a hard sell or a hard pitch. I just ask that if you found some value and you do want to do paid advertising, that, you consider utilizing us and we hop on a call. Because I did tell you that you can build your audience and you can, do all of these amazing things organically. But if you want to do it faster, you got to pay to play. Right, guys? You got to pay to play. You got to put money behind it. All right. So what I would love let's do just a quick little, recap. Time your Facebook posts, make video a non-negotiable, drive discussions before links, encourage your team to engage, make sure you're posting pictures and videos, okay? Make each post unique to its platform, perform CPR, comment, post, reply. Comment, post, reply. You need to be doing that on your page. You need to be doing that on your groups. You got to be an active user. Stop being a lurker. And invest in paid advertising. Elizabeth says, would love to know more about how to do that. Have several businesses in addition to the martial arts school. Yeah, Elizabeth, I would love to hop on a call with any of you. And that's what I'm offering, guys. I offer a free lead acceleration flow session. And basically what I do is you fill out this super quick survey here, okay? So you just go to this survey, you fill it out, and then as soon as you're done filling it out, it prompts you to book a call with me. And I actually will go through your Facebook profile, your business profile, your website, and I do an audit. And what we do is we hop on a Zoom just like this, and I actually show you areas that you can improve on. And this is something that we do, free of charge, something I personally do. And it's just called a free lead acceleration flow session. I show you where you're at and what you're doing, and I show you how we would be able to help you. And you can go to growproagency.com/survey if you'd like to hop on that free call. Guys, at the end of the day, everything in your school, you either pay with your time and your energy, or you pay with your money. And, I would love for you to learn how to do this. I have courses that teach you how to do this, but you're going to pay with your time and your energy, right? Because you're learning a new skill set. And there's certain things in our business that, sometimes they need to be delegated. You're not going to see me cleaning my school anymore. It's not because I think it's below me. If I needed to clean the school, I would. It's just because that my zone of genius is better spent developing other skills so that I can drive more traffic into my business. Okay. I mean, to me, that's the best skill set you can have, is to be able to drive traffic into your business. So you can either learn with your time and energy, and it is time consuming because the platform is always changing, technology is evolving, or you can pay with your money. Okay. And that is how to leverage the Facebook algorithm. So let me go in here and answer any more questions. I'm going to stay on for about 4 more minutes. My apologies. We went over a little bit, but I hope you've been enjoying your time with me at least. So we've got Steve here. What content is best for Facebook as opposed to Instagram? Yeah. So Instagram, let's go ahead and we'll look at our Instagram. What is our Instagram? Oh, I spelled it wrong. No, maybe if I spelled my academy name, that would be helpful, right? Forgot the I. All right. So here is our Instagram page. Okay. Instagram is a highly visual platform because you can't just post text. It has to be an image or it has to be a video. So as you can see, we have very high quality images and videos. Now, some of these are pictures that parents took because we've been doing virtual, right? But, pre-COVID, you can see the quality of the pictures that we post. They're very, very high quality, okay? It's prompting me to log in if I want to continue looking. But when you're looking at Instagram, you got to have high quality images and high quality videos because it is a visual platform. Now, fortunately, your newer phones have the ability to take pictures almost as good as, 3,000 DSLR cameras or, like full on cameras. But if you have a flip phone, can't really help you with that. You got to have a newer phone. All right. But Instagram, in terms of, the type of content, it's got to be high quality. And then Instagram also has something called stories. And stories are just little blurbs. They're little, and I got to sign in. Let me see if I have my password saved here for you. So these are just little 15-second clips that go away after 24 hours. And it says, what a confusing time to be a pirate. It's just funny. It's entertaining. Dropping subtle hints to coach that you are ready for that belt promotion. He's got the blue belt's the next belt above white. So these things go away after 24 hours, but they're great for like little, clips of your classes and things like that, behind the scenes of your staff. So we actually have an 8-week marketing mastermind course where 2 of the weeks we spend on developing your Instagram platform. Great question, Steve. Elizabeth, is Twitter worth the time for getting leads over time? We don't utilize Twitter. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but we all have a finite amount of energy each day, right? And if you had to give me the choice of focusing my efforts on Facebook or Twitter or Facebook or any other platform, the answer is always going to be Facebook. And my recommendation is not to try. I don't want you to see this and like, oh my gosh, Chris said I have to be on Facebook and Instagram and I've got to be on YouTube and I've got to make sure my Google. I'm not telling you to do that. I want you to start with one platform, right? It's like when you teach a kid a form. Do you teach them 6 forms at the same time? No, you teach them one form at a time, right? You wait until they perfect that form to teach them the next one, okay? Same thing with your social media platforms, but I want you to perfect Facebook first, okay? Got about another minute here. Are there any other questions that I can answer? I'll go ahead and share the screen, see if there's anything else, pull the chat box back up. If today was helpful in any way, if you were able to take away one thing that you can implement, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you found value in today's webinar. This is something, you know, Don reached out and he said, man, I just really want to provide more value to our clients at the Martial Arts Insurance Group. And I said, yeah, let's do it. So that's really how this was, this was born. Shalene says, can you send me the video link of this good stuff? Yeah, so everybody's going to get the recording. We will email it to you. Elizabeth, thanks for untangling the web of social media a bit. This will help me focus my time. Great. Kathy, you're amazing. Thank you thank you. Thank you for a terrific presentation. Thank you for investing your time. Don Prue, fantastic job. Thanks. All right, guys. If you would like to, send me a friend request, you can go ahead and do so at Christina Lee Rodriguez. When I blast this email out, I'll have Don, when we blast this out, we will have them put my contact information. But give me a friend request. We also have a free Facebook group, guys. It's called the Martial Arts Entrepreneurs Group. This is much different than any other group that you have ever seen because we actually monitor the type of stuff that goes in here. Today's Welcome Wednesday, so these are all of our new, and this is a free group. We go live in this group once a month. We have daily content that we post that helps school owners. Yes, we are all martial artists. Yes, we own schools, but as a martial arts school owner, you're an entrepreneur. And as an entrepreneur, you've got to constantly be leveling up your skill set the same way that you want your students to do so. So I'd love to invite you to join our free group as well. Fernando says great. Ann says great. Thank you so much, guys. I look forward to the potential of working with you guys in the future. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy, and we'll see you soon. Bye.